It kind of helped them advance. I mean, do you think this was a conspiracy?
Gotta go with Jacob Butter. Gotta go lefty.
No, we're talking about the players. That's tournament champion into the podcast.
There he is, right there.
Oh, he doesn't even know how to watch. Go to youtube.com and search Down Lane Podcast. Hello and welcome to Down Lane Podcast. We are streaming live from the lab at Town and Country Lanes. I'm your host, Kyle Haines, and with me is the assistant to the host, Anthony,
Austin,
the Butcher,
VanBuren.
Scaccia.
Oh, not Austin.
What's going on tonight?
Not you today.
No.
One of these days, I want to roll reverse.
You couldn't handle the switchboard.
I want to see what happens.
You couldn't do it.
How bad could I be?
It would be a disaster.
Austin, you are very undervalued,
Appreciate it?
underappreciated, undervalued. Isn't
He's
that?
highly valued and appreciated. How dare you?
Well, I didn't mean it in a bad way, but I couldn't do your job.
Exactly. That's what I just said.
That's what I
It
mean.
would be a disaster. It would be a tire fire. It would be a scoring screen fire. No? Nobody gets that joke?
Oh, I get that joke.
I don't know if it hit as hard.
No, it didn't because nobody watching would know. Anyway,
Austin, thanks for your work. Because I know I couldn't do your job.
on tonight's episode, we got a few things to talk about.
Maybe two.
Very major news in the bowling streaming world. We'll get to that. We have an injury report to get to. Injury report, injured reserve.
Now I know what we're going to talk about for that. I do have myself taped up today. I will tell you what happened.
Yeah, it's not you. Anthony cashed in a big tournament this weekend.
Sure.
Okay.
It was a little disappointing.
Yeah. No, not really. But
We'll get to that.
and then we got a Reddit post we're going to talk about. Reddit post, another one.
I read it.
Yep, that's from our friend Charlie. Sent us that one.
Thanks, Charles.
And that's it. Yeah, so we'll get those stories. Don't forget to comment to us during the show tonight. We'll take your questions. We'll take your comments. What's up, Lucas? How you doing tonight? Yeah, Lefty Love over there in his stupid sweatshirt.
Ever call this shirt?
But first, how was your week this week?
It was all right.
Well,
After the tournament, I came back here because I'm assuming we're
What
going to talk about the tournament.
yeah, let's talk about it.
Can I go ahead of the tournament though?
Sure, go ahead.
So on Monday, I came back from the tournament, and I was proud of myself because we bowled second shot. I didn't hear my father on the radio because I know how he is. I can hear him out there. Sorry. And I bowled league at 9:00 because I bowled second shift, and I had people win bowling balls in a raffle. Right. So
Are we talking about Monday?
yeah, Monday. We're talking about Monday because I'm skipping the weekend so far.
Okay.
And then I'm like, yeah. They're like, hey, when can we get measured? I was like, right when we get done bowling. No big deal. Thinking, they'd be done at like 8:00, because they start early. They weren't done till 8:30. So then I measured 2 people up. Had to practice. I didn't get practice because then I had to do jackpots and I got the football going, and then I shot 150. And I went strike, spare, 4 miss. And after this 4 miss, I decided to just warm up the rest of that game.
You shot 4?
I threw 4 count, and then I went
Nice.
back through the 4. Not trying to throw back through the 4. So
wait a minute. How do you not at least get
everything I
the
threw,
6-pin?
everything I threw was
I'm
super
assuming
tough.
you left the 2, 4, 6, 7, 8, 10, right?
I left the 2, 4,
6, 7, 8, 10.
6, 7, 8, 10.
It's literally. Is there not going here?
I'm just trying to make sure I was right. So, anyways, I ended up leaving that, and I tried
You
to.
missed it.
Yeah, I didn't even get
Went
any.
through it. Interesting. Okay.
Yeah, well, I was tugging everything, and I didn't warm up, so I wasn't.
Yeah.
And then I was like, you know what? I'm just gonna just warm up this game, and then I shot 270 the next game or 269. But I was proud of myself because I didn't do anything bad. I wasn't angry. I was like, you know what?
Anthony wasn't the angry elf.
No, I was not the angry elf. And then my teammate Floyd, great guy.
Mm-hmm.
He's like, hey, do you feel yourself tonight? And I'm like, yeah, why? He's like, well, you just shot 150, and we lost. So can you not?
Did he
do
beat
that?
you that game?
Yeah, I think I was low man on the pair.
That's including Matt and Floyd.
Shout out to
Nice.
Matty Edson. He got a verge.
Oh
Jeremy
yeah. Wow.
Hokamp gave him a ball,
Wow.
fit his hand, so he threw it, and he actually, with handicap, he went 260, 260, 240, 210. So he actually bowled really good.
Wow.
Yeah, that's awesome for him. And then Floyd won the jackpot. He shot 295 last game. But anyways, now what do you want to ask me about the tournament?
I'm still boggled by the 4 count.
4 miss.
4 miss. Excuse me. 4 miss.
With Uncle Matt. You got it, Matty.
That's right.
Matt Edson, the man, the myth, the legend. He's an awesome guy to bowl with because we just we make fun of the other team the entire time.
So yeah, we did go to,
We went to
the Northeast Megabuck this weekend. Saturday was qualifying. Sunday were the finals.
Yeah.
At
Me-
least for half of us.
Bones and Kyle went out.
Yeah, that's right. 2/3 if Bone Steel were in
Yeah,
here.
Bone Steel. Yep, he went. So, but it was 6.5 to 1, 28 mils,
Yeah.
42 feet. Over at Chicopee AMF lanes, we bowled the 11 and 2 squads, and then Kyle coerced me into bowling the final squad.
Liar.
Okay, so Kyle signed us up, and then he's like, "Do you want to bowl? Because we'll get on to the next thing later in the show." And I was like, "Only if you bowl." And he was like, "Well, only if you bowl." And I was like, "Well, I'll bowl because I'm already down here. Like, I might as well bowl." So, I need you. I want. Oh, okay. Never mind. No, I told him to go to the window if he needed me because my dad's in the back. So
Okay.
we went and bowled.
Floyd's making signs.
Yeah, so we went and bowled, and I think the first shift I started off with 240, 240. The cut was what? It had to be 9.
They were all like 150 at least.
So it was 950 at the time, and I went off 240, 240. I'm like, okay, I got a pretty good pace here. I was sort of defender hybrid. I had a good look, and then I shot 180 and just bowled bad, just bad execution. And then we went to the low end, and Kyle will tell you they hooked.
Mhm.
Like 20 boards more.
Yeah, it was a lot different. I forget what pair I started on. Maybe like it was the middle of the house, 40 lanes. 40, right? Yeah, 40 lanes. It was middle somewhere,
we
like
started-
17 and 18, I think I started or something.
You started
like
to
that.
you started to my right, didn't you?
Oh yeah. Yeah.
And I was on 17, 18.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah, I think I was on 21 and 22.
Yeah,
Sorry.
that sounds about right.
So then I moved through the house to the right. And then that's for 3 games. And then for the 4th game, I move all the way down to 7 and 8. And then, as Anthony said, they were hooking a lot. And it took me 4 or 5 frames to move
12.
enough.
12 frames.
No,
Oh, you did strike out.
it took me 4 or 5 frames to move left enough and switch to the right ball. And throw the last 4. I actually threw a gutter spare, so I'll say that.
Oh, that was a
strike
good
too,
spare. Yeah, that's right. I saw that.
I bounced it off my leg, and then I did. I was standing at 25. How could I just whiff it to the gutter on that shot? Anyway, I bounced it off my leg, and gutter spared. So I had the right ball, which I knew, and then I threw like the last 4. So it was just crazy how different they were down there. So I had 689 going into that last game, and it was just that last game just ruined it.
Soiled it.
Yeah.
Yeah, so then we bowled a second shift, and then I started very similar. I actually started with a 190. They re-oiled, so they had an early shift of fresh, then they had burn. So we showed up for burn on the left, and then they re-oiled. Then we bowled the next game, and that set I tried to play him a little straighter. I don't know how you started off.
Mm-hmm.
I used the same ball, the Defender Hybrid, and tried to play a little square. I don't know why, and then it just kind of gave me a lot of. It didn't give me the mistake room that I should have had. So I shoot 190 game one. Then I'm like, well, I'm going to move in, and I know this ball's going to roll forward. So let me grab my purple reactive because I know it gets down the lane pretty good, and it retains a little better. And after that, I ended up shooting like 240, 260 or something like that to get to like 905. That's what I finished with 905. So I was like, okay, I'm 105 over with a 190 game. If I shoot the other games I bowl with, I get to 950 easy. And then I think I started on I don't remember. I know I bowled on like 33, 34, 5 and 6, 13 and 14.
The third block or the second block?
Second block.
Oh.
Third block I started on 33,
Oh,
34.
that's right. You bowled on all the same lanes.
6 and hit 13, 14.
That's right.
So like I knew, kind of the pairs that were hot, and the game that the last shift we ended up bowling. I don't know, how did you bowl the second shift? Any better on the fresh?
Oh no,
really different.
Well, I started with like a 180 game because I forget why, because all day I was physically bowling well. I felt like I was throwing the ball good. I was making a lot of spares. Had very few misses except for that meltdown game on the low end where I was just getting angry and missing spares, but which wouldn't have helped me anyway.
You just, before we get, Austin will appreciate this. Mr. Krakatawa, Mr. Magma. You know what I'm talking about? Right here.
That's good. That's good.
That is freaking gold. We need to put his face on that.
Okay.
No, don't worry about it. Austin's already on it. He's like, cool. I can't wait to see this.
All right. But anyway, I felt like I was physically bowling good, and I felt like my hand was good. I didn't have a lot of, like, I've been bowling tournaments where I have a lot of the claw coming out and squeezing the ball, and my release was really good. My timing was all really good, but I couldn't string them. I would get 3 or 4, and then spare or split, 3 or 4, spare or split. So it just wouldn't come together enough to have a lot of my highest game were in the 230s. So it just wasn't enough to even come close.
Yeah, I mean, it wasn't a bad game by any means. I mean, I don't think they were super easy, but they were super easy. But
say that again.
So they were easy.
They were super high scoring, but like if you didn't have enough, if the ball didn't have enough energy to get down to the lane and corner and get through the pins the right way,
retain the energy,
you couldn't score, and like you ended up lofting the ball.
Yeah.
To get the ball over the heads.
I don't know. So I don't know why I started lofting the ball. My body just did it.
Right.
But what I was trying to do when I lofted it, I wasn't thinking about getting the ball over the fronts. I was just trying to stay aggressive.
Right.
Because I didn't want to try to be,
which is
on a 6-1.
It's kind of the same thing. You stay aggressive and the ball gets through the heads too.
I wasn't trying to be perfect. Like I felt like the one shift I shot 190, I was trying to be perfect, and then all of a sudden, I started lofting a little bit and changed balls, and I literally ended up having, I'm pretty sure, the entire lane. Like, I'm not kidding you. I'm pretty sure I tripped the 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 on one shot, and they all went backwards like this at the same time.
Yeah.
It was crazy. But once I got lined up and shot those games, before we bowled the last shift, the guy's like, well, how'd you bowl last shift? And I was like, I was 105 over. I was like, I had one bad game there, and I think I have the right kind of ball to get me the hits I need, because you had to get the hits. Like, you had to get every hit. You had to get the half tens out. You had to get the messenger. You had to have the right ball to get it. And I had some stuff that would roll pretty good, but that purple reactive just blew him to pieces. And then we bowled the last shift. Kyle was up there at the tournament director's office, signed himself up, and then he's like, hey, you want to bowl again, right? And I was like, yeah, throw me on the list. So Kyle coerced me into bowling again.
Sure.
So, sorry to Stephanie. I kept him, or he kept me late. It wasn't my fault. I swear to God. But
no, I will tell you though, the pattern was super for me. Speed,
not for me. Speed sensitive.
sensitive. Thank you.
Yeah, I didn't have any
If
of that.
I got slow, it was through the face immediately. If I threw it hard enough, it would not carry, but at least get to the pocket every time. But if I got the least amount of slow, it was going through the face, guaranteed.
Yeah, I didn't have that.
I had to stay aggressive.
Once stay aggressive, but I wanted to stay aggressive with my hand. I wasn't worried about my speed. Like I could literally, the first shot I threw in the match play, I threw it really far left, and the ball recovered. And the guy on bowling looked at me and says, "Are you serious?" And I was like, "Yeah." I was like, "I have that much room. Like you're gonna have to strike a lot." I didn't say that, but he kind of knew.
Should've.
He kind of knew he had to strike a lot after he saw that shot. But we ended up bowling the last shift. I ended up hitting very similar pairs, and I ended up playing them exactly the same and just absolutely lit them up. I think it went 245, 247, 290. And the last game, I was talking to myself when I said, okay. And I had just so everybody knows, I had no idea how this tournament was run. Like how everything worked. Like there was buys and this and that. And somebody was like, oh yeah, you're bowling really good. You know? And I was like, yeah, I just got to make sure that I walk, I don't run. And they were like, what? I'm like, I got to walk, not run. And they were like, oh, at the line? I was like, no, like right now, I got to walk, not run. Like you can't run before you walk. So, and they were looking at me like, what? Like you guys are. And I meant like, just don't fall on my face. Yeah. Just be able to keep myself afloat. And I had a good look. I ended up shooting 225 the last game with a 6-7 in the last shot. I was a little in, but I had a good look, and I opened in that 10th frame, and I shot 10-10. So I ended up beating everybody for qualifying in my age bracket, which was 35 and under. And I beat the next guy was Cody Schumacher at 1,006 or 7. I had 1,010. So we were sitting around and we had Bone Steel with us, and he was that large because there was an at large
number.
I had no idea. But I had no idea how this worked. And somebody comes up to me at the end, Sarah from Down Under.
Oh, that's right. Shout out to Sarah and Carl who
they were out from overseas. They were
overseas. They're here for a week. Yeah. They're here for Thanksgiving.
And Carl made the cut too. Both really good. I watched him. But yeah, so she's like, you got the bye, like the automatic bye to the finals. And I'm like, say what? Like, what did I get? And she's like, you got the bye. And I was like, there's buys? And she's like, yeah, like since you're the 1 seed, you don't have to bowl all the games. You just have to bowl the winner of the eliminator. So there was like a separate set of buys. So like I had to buy till the end. The top, yeah. So I don't know if the first two guys got buys or how it worked, because there was a kid from our area who bowled and he was gone before I got there.
Well, yeah, because Shoemaker didn't have to bowl in the first round, right?
No,
he only had to bowl Chapman. AJ Chapman was there,
and he beat
Shoemaker beat Chapman.
Yeah, so I don't know how it worked really, but our guy had to be there at 7:15 a.m. and they were like, and our leader Anthony Scaccia he's here, and they were like, you don't have to be there till noon, and I erupted in celebratory dances. That's what I said. I wasn't even worried about the
poor Bone Steel had to leave at 5 a.m.
So he came up to me and he goes, so you want to ride tomorrow? And I was like,
hell no.
I said, I am not getting up at 5:30 to get here at 7 o'clock to wait till 12 to bowl. I was like, there's no shot. No. He's like, yeah, I don't blame you. And I was like, all right, good. So he ended up driving back out with his dad. But so I ended up getting a bye, and I got a bye to the finals, final 8. So the finals of my division. So I ended up bowling Cody Schumacher. Bowled with him before in a regional, talked to him quite a bit, got to know him a little bit.
They were saying on the
very good player,
the telecast, that he might be PBA East Region Player of the Year.
Yeah, guy's good.
Yep.
Guy's really good. And I've talked to him a few times about lane play on the right. I think he knows I'm left-handed, but the first time I met him, he was talking to me about the right a little bit. And he might have known, but we chatted about whatever, because you were bowling in Buffalo. That's where I first met him. And he was pretty open just to talk. So it was cool. I was like, all right, And so I saw him. I've seen him at a few other events, and we've chit-chatted, and we saw him today, and he's like, hey, man, you bowled great. He says, I watched you. And I was like, oh, did you? Because he must have known how the format worked. He was like, yeah, I was watching you because I knew you were the only guy who was going to beat me. And he goes, once I saw you trip that 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, I walked out and said, I'll be bowling tomorrow at 10 a.m. And I was like, oh, really? And he's like, yeah, I knew you were going to beat me. I was like, okay. So then we started talking, and he bowled really good when he switched to urethane. And
I was watching that. I couldn't believe he was throwing urethane.
He threw urethane and said he hadn't shot a game under 245 since he switched to it.
I didn't even bring it.
I did the second day because I wanted to see if it rolled good. So he ended up bowling really good. He shot 269. I shot 255 with 2 bad shots in there, pretty bad shots. So I came in 8th. Technically, I came like 8th, 5 through 8. I needed 1 win to make it to the $6,000 shootout, but didn't get a chance. Kind of glad I didn't get a chance because it was like 278 to 275 to 270. So, and that's not a joke.
Yeah.
So you know what? I think I got $500 on the weekend plus.
Yeah.
Because I didn't get brackets or anything because I was lazy. And overall, good weekend. Bowled pretty good. Noticed some stuff that I'm still having issues with, retaining energy with bowling balls. So that's just everybody who knows me knows that that's my issue. But I drill everything to roll early because when you go out to events, typically I need the ball to roll a little earlier for myself.
And they have high volume and all that
right,
good
because
stuff.
the left's a little bit different. So I drill my stuff pretty strong. And then in this case here, there are most cases that I've actually bowled in recently. There's the heads hook more. So now I'm starting to find out I need some weaker stuff. So we have 6 balls on the way. 3 are here in the shop and 3 will be here Tuesday. The other 3, so I had 3 in the shop that were in here just to be in here as selling pieces. And I'm like, if I get around to drilling these, I'm going to take a look at some layouts and try some stuff. So I have 3 in here that I'll replace on Tuesday if I don't end up drilling these ones here. But overall, good weekend.
Nice.
The tournament was pretty good. I thought it was a different kind of format. I don't know how you felt, Kyle. Personally, I don't like 6.5 to 1s because it's a strike fest and I never strike as much as everybody else. But this weekend I was able to find a way to strike and get those hits, which tells me I'm in the right direction with some balls that retain more energy. But with the divisions and everything, you chatted about that. And thanks to Chris and Amy Viali.
Oh, yeah.
Great event. Thank you for hosting that, giving us the opportunity to bowl an event like that. It was pretty cool.
I didn't love the division thing. It was like, so they had under 35 or 35 and under, 36 to 55 or 54, 55 and over, and women's, and then a 215 and under division with handicap. So I didn't love all of the multiple divisions. I feel like it kind of lessened chances down. Actually.
I guess so.
Because like you guys had a ton of people in your division.
Yeah, our division was pretty big. We had, I think, 18 or 16 to 18 made the cut for us. So 6 times 18 is what?
Math.
6 times 8 is 16, 32, 48, 48, and then 6 times 1.
Anyway.
So we had 108 entries in our division.
There you go. So, and then our group, I think, was a bit less, but it was always like we were always vying for 1 or 2 spots in our division. At one point, we had 5 or 6 in one group.
But your at-large was way lower.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Your at-large was 920.
Oh, the number.
For you guys, yes. Ours was 960.
What are you saying?
You guys need to bowl better. Copping did.
Yeah, except you did have Copping in there, and he actually won it.
Copping was in your division.
Yeah, he won it. I'm saying.
Yeah,
and he was from our division. Yeah.
Yeah. Hey, do you know what's funny is every time I bowl him, he bowls lights out.
Okay.
So I was like, hey man, must be nice that you get to cross me down this pair right now, because you absolutely knock the nuts off him when I bowl with you. And he's like, you're right. So you better win the next game so then I can beat you. And I was like, I don't know about that.
So anyway, divisions I didn't love. I'd like him to have a few less divisions. Maybe you could have like all in scratch, then like a senior, and then
I don't mind the 215 under.
Yeah. You can bring in some more people that way, but it just seemed like too many.
You got some stuff going on there.
Yep,
yeah, I know what you're saying. But the other thing I had with 215 too, the only gripe that I had was,
they get handicap in the finals, right? If they made it.
Yeah, so that was the only thing. I think the 55, the senior did too, from what I was told. But I don't. Right. I don't.
And
know
he beat you if he made it to the finals. Rich Strath actually was the high for the week.
Yeah,
he shot 10-11 or 10-12 or something.
He shot. No, he wasn't. Copping shot 10-35.
Well, I mean for qualifying.
For seniors, Rich Strath from our area, yes, no lefty,
I thought
lefty.
Rich had the high for the
seniors.
qualifying.
He did. He was 10-11.
Yeah, I thought that was the high for qualifying.
No, Copping shot 10-34.
Oh, okay, that's all.
Yeah, and he already had 1,000.
Just wanted to make sure he was in.
I'm sure he was firing away in brackets.
Yeah, Dave Pangburn said he likes the way they said Scaccia or Scaccia or Scaccia, or they said everything but Scaccia.
No, it is what
I
it is.
did chime in and say
I
the
saw
phonetic
it.
spelling. You
I
like
saw
that?
it,
But yeah, so Rich was out there. He shot like 256 and lost 256, 269.
It's crazy.
So
Scores
we were
are way too
bounced.
high, yeah.
We were bounced. It was a good weekend though. But yeah, like you
I
said,
did get injured though.
the divisions were kind of yeah. But the other thing, hold on, let me get to the thing.
All right.
In the finals, the guy who was in the 215 and under division got 3 pins. This is what I was told. He got 3 pins for qualifying. When he went to the shootout, he automatically got 10.
How does that make any sense?
I don't know. That's what I was told, and I was like, what?
I mean, I guess he's bowling within his division. He gets a certain amount of pins, and then he's bowling against the scratch guys, and he gets.
Yeah, but wouldn't you think you would just keep it what it was?
Yeah, I guess. I don't know. That's a tough call.
That's the tough thing.
That's
with
weird.
divisions.
Yeah.
Yeah, but if like
Especially when you're bowling a handicap division versus a scratch division, it's very weird.
I would assume that the women and the seniors would get no handicap because it was scratch, and then the only guy getting handicap would be 215 and under, and they would keep whatever they had, which would make it fair. But then they actually, from what I was told, they gave him another 7. Now, if that is true or not, I do not know. That was hearsay because that's what they were talking about. Oh, he's going to get 10. He automatically gets 10, but he only got 3 during the tournament.
Very weird.
Yeah.
I don't remember reading that in the rules.
Yeah, I don't know. That's what everybody was saying to me. I was like, I'm out, guys. I'm going home. I'm like, that's for you guys to deal with. You big winners.
Yeah.
Kyle did get injured.
Yeah, I did. I'm out for tonight this week. I'm done bowling this week. That's it. That's my story. I hurt my shoulder. I don't know how. It was achy. Sarah gave me some medicine. It was less achy.
He hurt himself bowling. He hurt himself underhanded bowling.
Yep.
We don't know how.
Don't know how.
All of a sudden, we're ready to bowl the next squad. He's like, dude, are you bowling this squad? And I was like, yes. I don't know if I can bowl. My shoulder is on fire. And I was like, nah, you'll bowl. And you're like, yeah, I know, but like it hurts. And I was like, okay. And then you fell asleep on the way home.
I did.
And then I was like, his shoulder really hurts him.
If I had bowled well and I made it Sunday, I could not have bowled.
But you probably would have made it before that one.
No,
too.
I couldn't have. I physically could not have bowled.
Kyle can lift his arm.
I could not lift my arm past here, and then suddenly Wednesday, in the middle of working, it just magically started moving. I don't know. It started working. So
That's what happens when
taking the
you're
week
just-
off, and then
You gonna hang out tonight, or you gonna go home?
no, I'll make sure that my team succeeds.
You gotta bowl me tonight.
Really
Position round.
nice.
Wow, good night to Miss Kyle. Way to cop out right there.
It's just typical Kyle. You know, he's
Oh,
scared.
okay, yeah.
You know, after the
Yeah,
weekend.
Now we can't do a poll on who's gonna bowl better.
Oh, darn.
That's what it was. He was nervous he was gonna
Yeah.
get beat again.
Right. So yeah, I just want to make sure that I'm good for the regional next week. That's all.
Oh yeah, we have a regional next
We do.
week. I forgot. I'm going to a wedding on Friday, so I'm bowling Saturday.
You're crazy, dude.
So I'll be there on Saturday. Hopefully there's 2 shifts because I really pray to God there is.
We shall see. I mean, it's what's on the schedule, but I don't know.
The center is not big enough to host one squad
Right.
because it's a very small center. We've been there. It's Rippix. We're going to Rippix in Binghamton. So Mark Roth pattern.
Fun pattern.
Yeah, I'm hoping to actually bowl good.
All right.
What
So
do we got next, Kyle?
next up,
Don't forget.
big news.
Don't forget. Like,
First.
subscribe.
All right, do that too.
Click the notification button to get emails. Visit our Etsy shop at www.etsy.dlp.com.
That's not it. That's not it. Thanks for that
I tried.
rousing advertisement.
The link's in the bio.
Oh, is that what he says?
Yes, link is in the
That was close.
description. All right, so massive news out of the PBA and USBC today that I would say it was announced on our show because I tried to announce it on our show, but he wouldn't do it. But the PBA is now going to stream all of their bowling on BowlTV.
Wow.
So
Very cool.
do
Do I still have my free membership? Do you know?
I believe that bowling centers still get their even though all bowlers that are sanctioned through USBC should get a free subscription, in my
Oh,
opinion.
Please elaborate.
Why do I have to elaborate? I think that's it. You pay $21 or whatever. I don't know what the national is. I forget. The national is the cheapest part, right? I think.
I just like to get you fired up over it.
But you should be able to get a free subscription to BowlTV. Anyway, that being said, we finally have one
Platform.
platform for all professional bowling, collegiate bowling in the United States. Yay.
I clapped for that because I thought that this is a big moment for you
It is.
because you've been saying this for the past 3 years.
And I'm finally going to subscribe. It's going to happen.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
Austin, you heard it here first. Kyle Haines is going to subscribe to BowlTV.
Yeah. Well, flow bowling was garbage, number one. I hope that the influx of money that BowlTV...
What did you just say?
What?
The in what?
Influx?
Okay. Did not sound like that. It did not sound like that.
I hope that the influx of money that BowlTV is going to get from the subscriptions, and I assume that the PBA is paying them. This is all assumptions and speculation, but I assume that the PBA is going to be paying them some decent amount of money here. So I'm hoping that investment into BowlTV will help with the quality level of BowlTV. So hopefully it will be better than flow bowling. Hopefully the production level will improve. We won't just be watching standalone. I'm sure we will, but standalone cameras that are just focused on the lanes. It'd be nice if the production level was a bit higher for the.
So what do you expect? So instead
there's a difference between what I want and what I expect.
Okay, well, did I stutter? What do you expect?
What do I expect from the USBC?
What do we expect?
I expect there to be, if you got 50 lanes, I expect there to be 25 cameras perched up behind the lanes, and it's just going to be fixed behind the lanes, and it'll be done.
I think you need 25 cameras. I think you could have a camera cover 2 pairs easily.
Yeah, but not really, because it'll be too small. You won't be able to see enough. But basically, the problem is going to be that it was on Flow. They're just going to be fixed there, and the guys will be walking in and out of frame. And the announcers, I don't know if you watched a lot on Flow, but basically the announcers would take a break in the middle of bowling. There'd be absolute silence. You would hear nothing except for pins crashing every once in a while. There's no energy, no nothing going on. It was just a whole lot of just occasional switching of cameras between pairs. But that's what I expect it's going to be. What I want is full-on production, of course. And I know they're going to tell me that it takes money and
well, I'm sure you'll probably you'll be able to pick what camera you want to watch.
That would be nice.
I think that's going to be the major.
IBF did that. Remember that when IBF had the World Games or whatever in Dubai?
Yeah.
And you could actually pick all of the different cameras. It was freaking awesome. You could pick the pit camera.
Yep.
You could pick whatever camera. It was super cool, and it was all high def.
I'd imagine they'd probably go that route before they go we're going to
full on production
pair in the tournament.
Yeah. I'm sure that's the case, but that would be.
We can dream.
I can dream. I do dream. I dream for full production value and full
millions and millions of dollars worth of gear.
Yeah. So and. That's what sponsors are for. That's why.
It'd be a shame if some of them just walked their way over to, Gildan, New York.
Yeah, but that's why you get people to sponsor and whatever. So, anyway, the good news is we have one place to pay and subscribe rather than paying for Flow, which I never did. I refused to absolutely do it. I did pay for a couple of shows on BowlTV to watch some women's tournaments.
I just use friends' accounts.
But I just wasn't interested in Flow at all. Super good news there. And then let's see, the women. They also announced the women schedule, which has 3 dates for CBS Sports Network. They'll be live on CBS Sports for their 3 majors. And then they'll be streaming, I believe, the rest of their tournaments. And then, of course, college will also be on there as well, which is pretty typical. Do you remember how many they had live last year on CBS Sports for the women?
For the women?
Yeah, I feel like it was more, don't you think? Maybe I'm remembering incorrectly, but
I gotta be honest, I don't remember any of the women like majors being on TV.
they did. They definitely did last year. But yeah, that's obviously good news. The U.S. Open is at ABC Gates Bowl out in Rochester, which is where we went and bowled. Just a local singles tournament out there last year, I think it was. Bunch of us went out there. It's a big place, much bigger than Kingpins. And as not as far as many lanes, but just as far as being able to navigate and maneuver, and just people being able to watch, the ladies being able to move around. Nothing against Kingpins and Doug Bohannon's place, but it just wasn't easy to navigate in there.
Did you see that?
Yeah, yep. Congratulations to the Bohannon family. They bought a new bowling center in Latham, New York, previously owned by Bowl New England. So thank God Anthony's back. We were actually having a nice discussion without you, but
the show was like almost good.
Perfect.
yeah.
I don't have to be here.
We were just we were talking about the U.S. Open, ladies U.S. Open, and then that you don't have to pick that up.
No, I have to.
Oh, okay. And then we just briefly mentioned the Bohannon family picking up Latham Bowl in Latham, New York, obviously. Previously owned by Bowl New England.
Yeah.
And that's that. So congratulations to the Bohannon family.
That's where we're at.
Yeah. All right. Last but not least.
Like, subscribe, click the bell for notifications.
Yeah, you can say that too. Let's talk about this Reddit post that Charlie sent me. My good friend Charles Hewitt.
Hey, are we done talking about
Oh, did you want to talk about BowlTV?
Yeah, because I missed the whole conversation.
We already covered everything.
Did you
can
cover the
rehash it quick.
expectations and everything?
Yeah.
Kyle can run them down the list real quick again.
No, it's okay. Don't worry about it.
Full on production value.
Yeah. That's what I want.
He
What I
wants
expect
millions.
is mediocreness.
Do you think that because
Mediocrity.
Bowl TV will have this, that we will be able to get better, like how they got their stories? Do you think that's an easier way? Because
No.
technically USBC is Bowl TV, right?
Yes.
So they would have the videos.
Oh, from college and stuff?
Yes, but I meant like more prior to
that
the
tournament,
tournaments.
yeah.
Yeah. Because like think about it, they'd have to go back through Flow to get the
Oh, you're talking about
video.
I see what you mean. You're
yeah,
talking
like it's
about,
at their fingertips now, so they might be able to make like the PBA and the USBC could work together. It might be
Oh, you
easily
mean
more
by
manageable.
how they got there from the beginning of the week to the end
Yeah.
of the week.
Yeah, that's what I'm
understand
saying.
what you're
Like
saying,
you might be able to have like a better background because maybe the video file or footage would be easier
I
to
don't
get.
see why there's any reason unless there was some specific agreement that they couldn't get the footage from Flow.
No, they use it every once in a while.
Okay. So I don't see why they couldn't have done that previously, other than just time management on the live show. Showing why those 4 or 5 guys made the show. So I don't know why they didn't do it in the past, and they absolutely should do it. If the show is just the 4 or 5 guys, explain to the viewers why they are there. Like, how did they make it there? How did
they
Jason
definitely
Belmonte
could,
make it
because
there?
Most of the time they take like the introduction is like a minute and a half with a video of some sort.
Right. Yeah. But a lot of times it's like it's a
Pre-filmed, like
a
you're-
thing
you're
about
on
the
one
guy
lane,
about how he's doing throughout the season instead of how he's doing throughout the season.
that tournament.
Yeah, tell me about how he's doing that
What-
week.
what's
Why
his
did he
spare
get there that
percentage?
week? Right. Or just like, explain a really intense match that got him into the finals or something. You know what I mean?
They
Like,
do. That's the one thing they do. If they
Do
have
do?
Like if they have a crazy match in qualifying to make it, they'll show the like last 3 or 4 strikes.
right. So to answer your question, I don't expect a lot, but I hope for the best. I hope that someday that it'll be not just cameras statically perched behind the lanes. I hope that there'll be some high production value that people will actually enjoy
You
seeing.
gotta get Kyle on the production team.
I know, but they'll instantly fire me because I'll be like expecting way
Where's
too
the
much.
money?
I don't know why they're just not. I mean, I hope that they're selling sponsorships, right? I mean, you've got tons of sponsors to
Think they have ads?
go after. What's that?
Think they have ads
They'll
like
definitely have
commercials?
ads. They'll definitely
They
have
should. They have downtime.
That's what I'm saying. Maybe McDonald's.
And I hope that during the final matches, it's. See, here's the problem: is that the guys like Randy and
Steve.
who?
Steve? Joe.
Stop.
Frank.
Who's the other guy that is always on the show? What?
I thought it was.
Come on, guys.
I thought it was actually Joe.
No. Well, you got Randy, you got Kimberly, and
Rob Stone. Ron Stone.
Rob Stone.
Yes.
And then there's the other guy, Dave. Dave, he's occasionally on when Rob Stone can't make it. Anyway,
I got Rob.
so they're probably specifically contracted to be on TV, and they probably can't be on the stream. But
Yeah, but wouldn't it be a waste if they were on the stream?
well, yeah, but there's going to be there's half a dozen shows or more that are going to
gotta
be
be honest,
not on television.
I don't think you could pay them enough to do a whole.
I
bunch.
understand that. I'm just saying
I'll do it for free.
they need somebody with that's really high quality to be on the stream. Thanks, JD. They need somebody that's high quality to be on the stream to have a good production. It can't just be a couple of guys that
Me and you.
they can't be a couple of boneheads that aren't prepared every week.
I would feel as if I was on the TV show that I would be Rob Stone. I would
Are you
bring.
calling me Randy Peterson?
Well, you would be the knowledgeable guy, and I would be the guy who just spews out whatever because that's what I do anyways.
Yeah, true. That's
You know,
true.
So like our dynamics would be
Well,
good.
getting technical, isn't Rob Stone the analytic one?
No,
always got
he's the
notes.
he's the
always got-
He's the color.
he's the color guy, right? He's the color commentator. Yeah.
I thought they were both color commentators. I don't know. how
No,
that
Randy's the
works. Analytics.
I forget. I can't remember. Or maybe it is the other way around.
No, Randy's just a professional bowler that's a broadcaster.
He lost his way. Anyway.
My brain hurts.
So anyway, I'm hoping for a high production value. That's
Okay.
but I don't expect it.
I expect.
But
to
they
be
also
very
need to improve. Sorry, they also need to improve their applications, and that way you can view it better, not just web based. I've been seeing a lot of people on the interwebs saying that it's difficult. Like if you have it on your phone, it's difficult to
Doesn't
get
work.
it onto your TV.
Well, how could you get on the TV?
Like I don't have a smart. I know I'm old, but I don't have a smart TV.
if you got the
Smart casting.
Yeah, but then you got to go like through a web browser. Then like
Depend.
my point is
Their app doesn't have the capability.
right.
Yes.
Like you have to do it. You shouldn't have to do it a certain way. Like it should just be capable of doing it already. Their app should be able to cast, right? Or they should have an app in the Roku store, or they should have an app in the Apple store, or whatever. However that magic works. You know what I'm saying? So that you don't have to do
BowlTV
it.
Doesn't have an app yet.
Is that 300? 300 alert? 300 alert?
sounds like somebody shot 300. Is it
300
Dave
out there.
Pangburn?
Dave Pangburn, ladies and gentlemen. He's actually on the stream. Congratulations, Dave.
Yeah. Congrats to Dave Pangburn. What a
Nice.
great guy.
Twice tonight.
Yeah, well,
Yeah.
he just got a new job.
You throw
And
that
he-
in there.
he
Congrats
had
to Dave.
He had to quit this league because he got a different job, and then as like a filler, and then he got another job at cooking again.
Oh,
And
really?
it's right down the street, so he's
Oh,
like, now I
nice.
can bowl again. So then he quit for like
Nice.
3 weeks, and then came back, and then he bowled both shifts. But
Nice.
Good bowling, Dave.
Nice job, Dave.
He's a beautiful guy.
So now I forgot where I left off, but
Production values.
yeah. Anyway, that's what I'm hoping for. So
I think it's just going to be a run of the mill
I agree with you. I think
It's just
that's where
gonna
it's
go
going to go too.
because they're gonna get the money off of it anyways. But you have to remember they have to start somewhere. So even if the production isn't the best, which I don't really think, BowlTV's production was very good with last year's women's PWBA, and then I won a free.
It's not half bad. It's not
It's
that
not half bad, but the TV show was terrible. Like you couldn't see the score and everything. So then I wrote them a very mean Like they wanted my feedback, so I told them what it was, and then they gave me a free BowlTV
I
subscription.
mean, it is pretty sad when you're zooming in on the scoring monitor to be your score.
Correct. Like
Yeah.
there has to be something where we can have a little bit better. But
Yeah.
I expect it to be very similar. Hopefully they can iron some stuff out, and if they're getting extra money from these subscriptions, they can create a better production value. Maybe it won't be amazing this year because they
Down
also
the
have,
road.
Yeah, but like next year they should have like new features every year that's coming. Hey, we're going to be doing X, Y, and Z this year. That's different, and putting the money back into it. But you got to remember, you got to pay people to do it. You got to, there's a whole.
Oh, I get it. Yeah.
Whole pay scale thing that we both know. But I hopefully you could add this into honestly, why can't it be in my sanction card? If I want to opt in for it, that would be the easiest way to do it.
Opt in, you should just get it.
Yeah, but if I could, okay, well, not everybody's going to want it.
So, you should just get it for being a member, period.
Yeah, but then they're gonna have to raise membership fee.
True.
Where's the money coming from to support it?
It's already being taken out of our membership fees, believe me.
Yeah.
How do you think where do you think the investment's coming from?
I don't know if you know how businesses work now,
I do.
but the money allocated right now ain't moving.
It's coming from membership fees.
It has to be. They're probably expecting an X amount of people.
Yeah.
Like they're expecting the Flow people to come over. But what if the people from Flow actually don't come over because they already have BowlTV, because those are your diehards?
I'm sure the numbers aren't big, but what I was saying before, you probably didn't get it when you left, is that I'm sure there's a large investment chunk coming from PBA itself. Like
it's good
they
to
have
see them
to have
together.
about it. Yeah, but no, I'm saying a physical amount of money that they were investing in
Flow.
Yeah, either in Flow, although Flow probably had to pay the PBA, but somebody's paying somebody to have the rights, whether it's USBC or PBA. I don't know who, but I don't know exactly how the money works, but somebody is paying to have the rights to the PBA.
So do you think this is a good move for bowling?
Absolutely. One place to go. Are you kidding me? Yes. They got a new subscriber. I can tell you that.
Austin, what do you think? Do you think it was a good move? Is it going to intrigue?
What it looks like.
Is it going to intrigue your interest to buy?
It right now.
Is it going to intrigue your interest to buy because the PWBA, the PBA 50, the PBA, and
college
and college are all on one platform? Is that going to be like interested for me to buy it?
If they give me a free month first.
There you go, Pete. All he needs is a free month. I don't know. I think it's the right direction. I just,
I just hate paying a subscription on something that you don't know what it's going to be like until you use it the first time. You know?
Honestly,
point.
I don't even know like if I would watch. Like I am not.
You can come here and watch it for free though. All bowling centers get it for free if
if
they can get it on the TV.
If we can figure it out. I just feel like I don't know. It'd be to subscribe. I don't know. Like I don't know if I would watch. I mean, I did catch myself watching sometimes when I was Flow because my dad would just have it on in the bar on the smart TV. Like, what are you watching? He's like, oh, I'm watching the PBA 50. I used to bowl with these guys, and I was like, yeah. And then you end up sitting there watching when I should be working. But yeah.
Side note: now they got it. Maybe not BowlTV, but now they have to get the regionals on board with streaming. That
now, do you think
like the Midwest has
like,
somebody.
Is that in their plan already, or is
I
that
don't know.
just like
it should be in their 5-year plan?
Yeah, agreed. I mean, if the college is on BowlTV, I'm sure the regionals are a better way to make money. Although the parents want to see the kids, so they're paying.
Of course.
I just thought about, Kyle? How many steps are we in from your 5-step plan last year?
Yeah, how many steps are we in?
To fix the PBA.
So did they take your steps and just?
I forget which steps.
5 steps.
Yeah, I know, but I've already forgotten them.
Man.
I've already forgotten them.
The one location for video.
That was one of them.
That was one of them.
Ah,
yeah.
Step number 1.
That was.
There we go.
So you're saying there's a chance. So
All
they
right.
basically got you to work for them for free.
For free, son of a. All right.
But yeah, no, I was just wondering what you know.
Bowling is better for this.
I don't know if like regional wise. I don't know. Do you think that people would watch a regional?
Sure.
I think people would probably watch a regional.
People watch bowling.
It's very true.
Just because of family.
Do you think that well, this is sorry to really drag this on, but I have some questions now. Like you ever
Maybe
watch
if you were here in the first place.
if you watch Darren Tang's
already.
videos where he gets
Yes, sir.
the comp, granted, whatever, I like his competition videos. I think those are cool. So I think it would be cool if you could get a guy from like a regional, go talk around and see what they have in their bag, what they expect, and maybe follow along a guy if a guy's cool with it.
Okay.
I think that would be pretty interesting content for them to have. Now, obviously, YouTube already does that, but you might be able to get some other people who might not have that drive or the production stuff to be able to do it. If they supplied it because they already have stuff there for that, might be a little more interesting. Follow a different guy every one. Oh, this one's gonna be but how many names are there to actually follow? Like in the East, we don't get any pros.
Right.
We
Very
got
few.
Packy Hannaran from the Midwest because he came back home.
Yep.
In the last one, we got Tim Foy Jr. and
Jason
Jason
Sterner.
Sterner. So who are you gonna film there? Pat, you already know Packy's doing his own, so you might as well not overlap. You might as well do Tim Foy or Jason Sterner, and you got 2 guys out of 100 that people might actually be interested in watching.
Recognize. Yeah.
Right, or recognize, right. So, I don't know. Be interesting to see if the regionals ever get put on there, but not a bad thought.
No.
Because they do live stream some of them.
But like the Midwest or somebody actually uses another service, I think, to do the finals, or maybe they do the qualifying too. But
the East, I thought, did 2 at one we went to.
No.
Well, then what do I know?
they did not.
What do I know?
Nothing. All right. Last but not least, we've got the post that Charlie sent us that we were supposed to do this already.
Why, was there an outline?
There was.
You didn't send it to me.
Liar. All right. So this Reddit guy,
person.
Redditor, wants to know if this is a clean game.
Can we start with Austin?
Yeah.
100% clean game. There was a mark in the 10th.
A 100% clean game.
Okay.
Anthony, what do you think?
I'm on the fence.
What's the left side of the fence say?
Does it say 4 spare?
No. Oh, front. Yeah, 4 spare.
He spared his 4 count.
Show me.
It's not a split though, so it must have been.
What was his name? Speedy?
Squatchy?
Squatchy.
So it must be the Squatch. It must be throwing a Squatch. Is that a clean game? By definition, yes.
What about your heart? What does your heart tell you?
My heart tells me, I don't know.
Anthony's heart definitely. I can see why it's torn.
I mean, so technically a clean game is a mark in every frame, right?
Yes, not including. So the rules. The rules.
Now there's unwritten rules.
No. The actual rules for the awards say a spare in every frame, not including bonus shots, bonus balls.
Yeah, so he's clean.
Correct.
What do you think?
No.
Yeah, I figured.
I wouldn't be able to live with myself.
I don't know. I mean,
See, I think Kyle's asking if it's a 4-pin, it's definitely a clean game.
What does that mean if it's a 4-pin?
I've seen you miss a couple 4-pins recently, Kyle.
4 pins? When?
The other
You sure
day.
they weren't 9 pins?
No. I'm thinking of 4-pins.
I don't know. What you're talking about.
For this, I think it all depends on who it is, right?
No.
Because
What the
for
heck
this
does that
guy,
mean?
start off 4 spare, definitely clean. I mean, that's tough to do.
That's like according to the USBC, that's a clean game. But I definitely would be like in my mind, like, yeah, it wasn't clean. I whiffed a 10-pin.
Thursday nights, that's clean.
Thursday nights in our clean pot. That is a clean game.
I mean, I
I will say there was. I've heard this. This is a rumor, but because I did not participate in this league because it was before my time. But at the Bowlers Club, I've been told that.
By who? Who's your source?
I think it was my uncle.
Okay, so fans are clean game. Boom, roasted.
Maybe Rich can answer this for me because he would have bowled at the Bowlers Club. But
calling
there was a league there that had a clean pot, and this would have been a massive clean pot because it was probably one of their 50-lane team
bowling league nights.
leagues. And you had to be clean. Even if you got a double in the 10th,
Shower
you had to finish that frame. So
with a strike.
Yup.
That sounds ridiculous.
I'm
Or
just telling you what the
like
right.
100% strike
You had to
or
be 100%
spare?
clean. You could not. Yeah, you could spare,
Okay.
but like you had to
Yeah, but if
close
you-
out the game. You could
you-
not
if you
leave
like-
anything
Spare
hanging.
open.
Strike 9 spare.
Right.
You have
But
to
if you
go
went strike 8, no, sorry.
I'm just telling you what they told me,
Oh,
and I
couldn't
could be.
even leave it if you.
That's
if
what
you
I'm
struck
saying.
twice in a
That's
row,
what
you
I'm
had to
saying.
strike.
That's what he's saying.
I could be remembering wrong, but again, I didn't get the
Kyle
ball in the
doesn't have a
slip.
good
That's
memory.
tough, dude.
I do have a pretty bad memory, but
I mean, I don't know. I would
and
think,
again that clean pot was massive,
I-
massive.
I would think in this situation, Scaccia. I don't want to say he's clean, but
Squatchy poo.
I don't want to say he's not clean. Like like I'm torn. Like if
By
it,
quote unquote law, he's clean.
By law.
oh, Rich wrote something else. I need to see it. I did bowl the club, and yes, you did have to. Wow,
I was right. Thank you, Rich.
wow.
How nasty is that? And that was if I'm
That's
not
cool.
mistaken, that was the 50 lane team. I'm saying it that way because it's a 50 lane center. It was 50 teams. It was a massive clean pot, and
5-man teams.
I don't know if it was 5-man teams, but
Thursday night classic league.
yeah, Thursday Night
Very
Classic
cool.
League, and it was a lot of guys. And if you did not strike in that 10th, you did not get the money.
I mean, I wouldn't win
Ouch.
any clean pots anyways, but I definitely would win that one.
I mean, could you imagine that back in the day? That's a big freaking league. I wouldn't want to be the secretary in that league, let alone run the clean pot. Are you kidding me?
You probably have multiple secretaries.
Maybe. Yeah, I guess.
That big of a league,
You have to at that point. I don't know. I'm still torn. I haven't answered.
You have answered.
He's-
You
he's gonna
you
come on
keep
next
teeter
week.
tottering the fence.
Ah,
That's how you answer.
So hard. I just don't know. I don't know. Listen. It's for Scaccia 4 spare. It's pretty good. You know,
He's in love with the 4 spare.
4 spare, man. I mean, that's
He did 5 spare. Did you see that?
What? Bring that back up.
5 spare.
Did he 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9? Because I would be very excited.
This poor kid. He has a 4 spare and a 5 spare. Tough game with it, and 2 18s it. So he makes those spares, and then what's he miss? Probably a 10 pin.
Wow.
Oh boy.
What if he's a lefty, Kyle?
5-man team.
And then he missed a 7 pin.
5-man teams.
Yeah. Wow.
That's 250 players.
That's crazy.
No, wait, that's more than that.
Five,
no,
no,
that's
you're right. 5 times
250
50 is 250.
Wow, that's incredible. I'm gonna give. I don't know if it's clean or not. Just whatever. Just
Now,
pass me.
Another side note: Carol Judge, that is running Doug Bohannon's bowling alley, used to own Bowlers Club.
Latham, Kingpin Latham.
Yes, that's what it's being called.
That's what it's being called. Kingpin
Latham.
Latham.
Yes. All right. Sorry. That's another side note. That's crazy. 50 lanes, 5-man team, 250 players. That's nuts.
Imagine how long that took. That's
3 hours.
3.5 hours.
Yeah.
I just want to know how much that clean pot got up to, and if you didn't strike,
How? You weren't going to get it.
I just feel like 250 players. I'm sure if it was a scratch league, most 90% of guys get in.
Yep.
So you're probably looking at 200 to 180 players every night get in. And if
back then, I bet you it was probably, even if it was only $1.
that's what I'm
like,
saying.
Jeez.
I know. That's what I'm saying. So
And
I
that
mean,
had to last weeks and months.
weeks and weeks and months and months,
Thousands.
Yeah,
thousands,
for sure. All right.
millions.
I don't know if they.
Clean or not clean?
I don't know. Whatever I'm feeling that day.
Come on. Clean or not clean?
I'm not gonna give him. I mean, by the USBC standards, he's clean, but by my standards, not clean.
Not clean.
Clean.
And I say not clean. 2-1, not clean. Sorry,
I didn't
Squatchy.
know we were voting. I would have voted with the group.
Oh, you can't be a group voter.
I am now backing out to the other
No,
way around.
no,
Yes. because
No, you are
cele-
not clean.
You had a celebratory. You had a celebratory.
Nope.
Mean face
Not
to
clean.
Austin, and he doesn't deserve that.
Sorry, Squatchy. You're
I mean,
not clean.
I don't know. You know, you made 4
I
spare
hope he watches this.
And 5
It's a very
spare.
close event.
and 5 spare.
Well, Squatchy, if you make a mean post, I hope you know how to have fun. Although I've seen Reddit posts and you
Yeah,
guys don't
should
know how
tag
to
us.
have fun.
They don't know how to have fun.
Oh my God, no.
Are you on Reddit?
You've asked me that before.
It goes from a joke to very bad words very quick.
Yes.
Really, guys? You
It's a
get that?
cesspool, is what it is.
I love that.
All right, guys. It is time for these guys to go bowling because I am taking the night off.
I'm injured.
He's gonna watch and keep score for us. So.
You know what? I'm not gonna harm the shoulder because I need to lose that regional next weekend.
Or you mean need to work this week?
Oh, I do need to
is
continue
important too.
working. So don't forget to like, subscribe, click the bell to get alerts from the channel. Always catch us on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. If you can't watch the show every week, you can always download and listen on your favorite podcast outlet. And please visit us in our Etsy shop.
www.
All of the links are in our description. And you can always email us at downlanepod@gmail.com. Thank you to Austin, the producer.
Undervalued, underappreciated, underpaid.
I don't underpaid, yes. Under all the other things, that's on Anthony, not me.
We're all underpaid. It's okay.
Thank you to Jack Scaccia, the proprietor of Town and Country Lanes. Thank you to Anthony for another great show. Thank you to my... Oh, I thought you had something to say.
We think by year 5 you do this without looking at the phone?
No, I can't. I have no memory. Thank
And
you
he
to
remembered the Bowlers Club thing.
that's locked in deep. Thank you to my family, Stephanie, Zach, and Ethan.
And yam bread.
We'll see you guys next week. This is Downlane Podcast.